The World Match Play is the second biggest prize fund in the world of darts, the one everyone wants to get to. Everyone wants to play at the Winter Gardens, an iconic venue, but there are players that played in this a couple of years ago who will not be taking their place at the Winter Gardens, which means they are going to be moving down the rankings or at least losing prize money on their rankings. There are 8 players that took the lineup a couple of years ago, and most surprisingly, the number 1 seed 2 years ago did not qualify for the match play this year. Crazy, I know. Steve Beaton qualified for the match play a couple of years ago, however has since given back his tour card, which means the prize money he's lost doesn't really come off the rankings as such. It wasn't a great performance for Steve Beaton. He went out in the opening game, losing that 10 legs to 2 to Michael Smith. Only averaged 81, but as we say, it's not going to take any sort of effect in regards to the rankings because Steve Beaton is already off the rankings. There are some people it will affect though. Kim Huybrechts came to this a couple of years ago. He went out in the opening stage in a overtime game. 12-10 defeat to Dirk van Duvenbode. 48th at the moment in the order of merit. Kim Huybrechts likely to drop 2 places due to the fact he can't defend the £10,000 that's going to come off his order of merit. He slides down into the mid part of the order of merit system. Lowest ranked player in this event, by the way, guys, is Vessel Nyman. So he's really the guy they've got to be looking at if they want to be, or if we're going to see some more moves when we look at the likes of Brendan Dolan now. Brendan Dolan got to the second round a couple of years ago. A bit of a shock surprise win in the opening game. 10-7 against Michael van Gerwen before an 11-1 defeat at the hands of Damon Heta. He's currently number 35 in the order of merit system. £15,000 will be coming off, which will see Brendan Dolan drop a minimum of 1 place in that order of merit system. So there are a couple of these where there's not going to be too much movement in regards to it because there's not many low ranked players in this. The top 16 players in the world over the 2-year order of merit taking on the top players in the world on the form guide, which is a 1-year order of merit. So you don't tend to get too many low-ranked players in this event. Gabriel Clemens was in this event a couple of years ago. He went out in the opening game, 10-8 to Johnny Clayton. He's currently number 39 in the order of merit, £10,000 coming off of his system. Shouldn't see him move too much. In fact, I think he does stay around the number 39 position. Same can't be said in regards to Jose de Souza. Someone we picked up on this channel about 18 months or so ago. The slide has been coming and it continues to be the case. He looks very likely to lose his tour card come the end of the year. He did go out in the opening round of this a couple of years ago. 10-2 at the hands of Luke Humphries. £10,000 coming off of his order of merit, which drops him down from 108,000 to just 98,000. Big concern for Jose is the drop continues to be the case. He's likely to be around about the world number 55 come the end of the world match play, but come the end of the year, he's likely to be nowhere near the top 64, which pretty much is certainty in regards to losing his card. Needs to make the world championships, probably going to have to rely on the qualifier looking at the way the year's going. Big turnaround there for Jose. Big turnaround as well for Dmitri Vandenberg. We know he won this event about 5 years ago now, reached the final 4 years ago. Not in it. Second round 2 years ago, 10-8 victory over Ross Smith, averaging 101, before getting beaten with 101 average by Johnny Clayton. Currently the world number 23, likely to drop another 1 space due to the fact the £15,000 coming off of his order of merit and other people around him gaining. Dmitri Vandenberg right now, with the darts that he is playing, is in serious danger of dropping out the top 32 in the minimum amount of time. He's the next one to drop out as things stand. So Dmitri Vandenberg, more money coming off his order of merit, won't probably be in the Grand Prix, probably won't be in the Slam. He's in big trouble. He's in big trouble in regards to the rankings. Christopher Tisky was in the top 32 for a long period of time. He's now come outside and he's losing pace on that. The £10,000 he's going to lose at this event due to the 10-7 defeat to the winner of the event 2 years ago, Nathan Aspinall. He's not going to lose positions in the rankings, I don't feel. I think he's going to stay around 33rd in the order of merit. However, losing ground on that top 32 position. So I think Christopher Tisky here, we're talking about maybe not coming back into the top 32 rather than being someone who potentially drops even further. But the drops continue. I can't believe this is how 2 years ago, Michael Smith was the number 1 seed for the World Match Play. 2 years later, he's not even in the event. How does that happen? That is crazy. 2 years ago, The ranking money is now coming off from the event he was the number 1 seed in. He's not in the tournament. Craziness. He got to the second round as well, which means £15,000 will come off. We already mentioned he beat Steve Beaton comfortably 10-2 in the opening game before losing in a very high quality game, 11-7 against Chris Dobie. £15,000 coming off Michael Smith's Order of Merit means he's likely to drop down to the world number 23 come the end of this event. It could be worse depending on other results. Let that sink in. In 2 years, world number 1 to world 23. There's been a lot of talk about the ranking systems and potentially sort of being a little incorrect. I think this might be something that really flags up that system and maybe see some changes coming up. Glenn Durrant spoke about potentially working with statisticians to come up with an Order of Merit system that he could present to the PDC as part of the PDPA. We'll be interested to see how that works out, but this really does highlight there's a potential issue here. If you are going to have a bad year, this is the year to do it, because the prize money is going to be changing drastically over the next couple of years, which means you can have a bad year this year and make it up by having a good one next year. So Michael Smith could turn this around. We know he's got the quality, world champion, multiple champion. So the former world number 1 could still get himself back into the top 16 quite quickly when the prize money changes next year, with a bit of a change of form. So that's the 8 players that will be dropping down in the Order of Merit or losing prize money. We're going to have a look this week at who's going to be gaining prize money, predictions, doing a bit of a bracket in regards to everything, looking at the stats and things. World Match Play Week has started on the build-up right here on Edgar TV. Hit that subscribe button and you'll get everything you need to know and a little bit more about the World Match Play. Live streams all next week. Catch you soon.